want an honest answer. Do you think that people have a right and they should be allowed to draw insulting images of the Prophet Muhammad?
Yeah,
Peace be upon him.
it's freedom of speech. I mean, the one who got attacked, they were making fun of everyone, no exception. Like, no exception given. I mean, you can feel bad about it, but it's what they do. They use it for a living, and they were making fun of everyone with no exception. And
But there was an exception. Because the same company, magazine Charlie Hebdo, I think it was just a few years back, they had a cartoonist called Sinai, and he drew an anti-Semitic cartoon about Jewish people, make fun of Jews. He had it was Nicolas Sarkozy and everything. You know what I'm talking about.
Made fun of Christians.
But do you know what happened to him? But you know what happened to him?
No.
He got sacked and he got kicked out of the company. And the company, Charlie Hebdo, got taken to court. You know the comedian Diodon Mbala? You may have heard of this comedian. His name was Diodon Mbala, right? So he drew the anti-Semitic cartoons about the Jews.
Yeah, I know.
And his freedom of speech, what happened to it?
He was prosecuted by the French government.
Yeah.
I know it's unfair. It's not the same politics for Jewish attacks or
Yeah.
Islamic attacks.
Okay, but why do you hate him?
Because I understand this point, you can laugh about everything.
Yeah.
But there's some limits, you know.
But what did they do to him?
They just want to make him stop, censor him.
So they stopped his freedom. How you doing? You okay? Assalamu alaikum, uncle. You okay? They stopped his freedom of speech, didn't they?
Yeah, but there's freedom of speech and just, going too far in the thing.
Okay, but then, so there is a limit. But okay, so how's that different? So you have to understand, they take the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in our religion, we love him more than we love our own parents. You can make fun of me. Honestly, I swear, you could spit on my face.
Why would I?
I'm just saying, that would be more beloved to me than to draw an image of the Prophet Muhammad. For us Muslims, because remember, it's subjective. If you make fun of the Jewish Holocaust, that for the Jews, you said it's like that. For the Muslims, insulting the Prophet Muhammad is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
But the point that I'm making is that for Jewish people, there's a limit. You can't go too far. Why is it that you have that same limit you go for Muslims? Why is it that there can't be a limitation? Just the same way you have the respect for Jewish religion, why is that same respect not there for Muslims?
I think the respect is here. It's just,
You can't draw cartoons for Jews, but you can draw cartoons for Muslims.
I think you can. It's not said, it's not done. But I mean, I'm not saying that because I'm French, I have to believe what all the Charlie Hebdo did. You know,
Yeah.
it's just I don't have.
Okay, let me give you another example. You know the French flag?
Yeah.
Do you know the punishment of making fun of the French flag or the French anthem?
I think you go to jail or something like this now.
For up to 6 months or a 9,000 euro fine. You know you can go to prison for it, yeah?
Yeah, I know.
So that freedom of speech is limited because you can't talk about France, you can't talk about the government, you can't talk about the flag, you can't insult the flag.
Yes.
You can't draw cartoons about the flag making fun.
Yeah, I know.
But you can make... Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you say. I was thinking about this all these days since the attack.
Wow.
And yeah, I know. I totally understand.
Okay, Nicolas Sarkozy, the previous president, you know Paris Match?
yeah.
The director of Paris Match, he had him fired because he published pictures of Nicolas Sarkozy with Nicolas Sarkozy's wife with another man in New York. That's not fair. What happened to freedom of speech there?
Yeah, from a personal view, it's just the politics, the things. Let them do what they want, and
Okay, that's what I'm saying is that you can't pick and choose. Either you say freedom of speech, everyone. You can make fun of the Jews, you can make fun of the Muslims, you can make fun of the flag, you can make fun of Nicolas Sarkozy's wife, or you say, you know what, no, there's a limit. Don't you think that's more fair? It seems like everyone has a limit, but the Muslims have no limit.
Why do you feel? I don't think so.
Because Muslims, the one thing that would upset the Muslims more than anything else, they're saying we're gonna go do that and draw those cartoons. But when it comes to making fun of a flag or making fun of another race,
Man, I can tell you, I live in France. They make fun of everyone, no exception.
but they don't make fun of the
Muslim or
Jews.
Oh man, oh man.
On
you
a public
know-
level.
On a public level, man, every communion does.
So
I mean,
how? Okay. So
they
what?
Make, they make fun of Christian. I mean,
No,
really
okay.
quick.
You know the my French pronunciation is very bad. AIDS Haute Ganon. It's a organization that raises awareness about AIDS and HIV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? They held an event where they wanted to raise awareness with regards to AIDS and HIV. And in the booklet that they were handing out to the people, they had a picture of a nun. You know the Christian Catholic nun, the bonnet of the nun with 2 pink condoms. That was that agency actually was taken to court, and the judge ruled that it was wrong and it was disrespectful towards Christianity to do that.
Yeah, but you take exceptions. I can tell you, Christians are make fun on every level. Jewish, every religion.
Okay,
There's no
I
exception
hear
in
what- I hear
France.
what you're
They
saying, but
don't
I'm saying is that we find exceptions for the Jews. Have I not given you examples of exceptions for the Jews?
Honestly,
Can you give me one exception for the Muslims though?
honestly,
I have the feeling
even
you're
the
trying to prove something wrong, and I totally agree with you.
In my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong, but you can show me if I'm wrong, I think that the best way to go about this is for perhaps the French people like yourselves and us to come together and realize that freedom of speech is something that, okay, you have a freedom of speech, a right to that, but you also have a right to be respected, as Nicolas Sarkozy does, as the French flag does, as the Jewish people do. And I think that Muslims should also be given a right to be respected. Don't you agree?
I think they're respected. In France, there are mosques. We respect each religion. It's and you say c'est un pays laïque. It's all the religions live in there. You don't
No, I
exclude.
hear what
one
you're saying,
another.
but what I'm saying, okay, let me ask you one question then. Is Judaism respected more than Christianity? Sorry, more than Islam? Are the Jews respected more than the Muslims?
Personally, I don't really know.
Okay, well,
In the community, maybe, but I mean, I don't.
on a political level.
they're all respected on the same level.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. How can you say that? Because no cartoonist got taken to court for drawing cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad. And I'm not, okay, you give me an exception.
I have none. Honestly, I have none.
But you can't censor people who are insulting 1.8 billion people in the world?
ألم تر كيف ضرب الله مثلا كلمة طيبة كشجرة طيبة أصلها ثابت وفرعها في السماء تؤتي أكلها كل حين بإذن ربها ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس لعلهم يتذكرون